Hey guys, this is Gerry O playing for Kids First, and today we're reviewing the documentary Finding Oscar. This documentary is not only inspirational and powerful, but it also has stunning cinematography. The documentary focuses on a massacre that took place in a small village in Guatemala called Erres. The massacre was during the Guatemalan Civil War in the 1980s, and it was right next to a convoy attack on the Guatemalan government from the rebels. The Guatemalan government thought that the Erres village had some connection because of its distance from the attack and sent special forces to go investigate. The special forces didn't find any weapons or anything that really had a connection to the rebels, but still tormented the men, women, and children who lived in the small town throughout the night. In the morning, they were given orders to not only burn the village down, but kill everybody in the village. And sadly, only 2 boys of the 200-plus population died. Those 2 boys were then sent to the families of the Special Forces people who killed the boys' families and grew up not knowing where they came from. The film not only focuses on the story of Erres and what happened after the massacre, but it also focuses on the story of people who are trying to bring the Special Forces to justice to make them pay for the war and crimes that they committed in Erres and other places like Erres. To do so, they first have to get first-hand accounts from not only the 2 boys who were there, but also the soldiers who committed such terrible crimes. The scene that I have to say I found the most impactful would probably be when one of the survivors, one of the boys, he gets to reunite with his father. At this point, the boy's all grown up, he has a wife, he's living in the United States, and he has a couple of kids. The father, however, did not have such a good life. He thought that all of his family died, including his 8 children and his wife. He is then happy to learn that one of his sons is alive and not only inherits back his son, but also gets a daughter-in-law and a couple of grandchildren as well. The scene was so moving, it was so powerful, and it was so happy that it made the entire audience cry. I really love the scene because the entire concept of the Erres massacre is very sad, it's very depressing, but to see this light, to see this hope at the end, where there is some happiness that comes out after so many terrible events, was so nice to see. And one of the reasons I love this documentary, because it has this feel. At the beginning, it is very depressing because of what happened, but at the end, there is this light. The people who committed the crimes goes to justice. They reunite with each other. Survivors reunite with each other. Some get their parents back, and that is one of the aspects I loved about this film. Another aspect I have to say that I really liked about this film was the cinematography. The cinematography had beautiful aerial shots, and there was a lot of also interesting animations describing what happened, and I really liked those aspects. It gave it a very unique perspective and really told the story in a perfect way. I also have to give kudos to Ryan Suffern, who's the director, co-writer, and also producer of the film. He did a phenomenal job of making a very complex issue like the Erres massacre into a very easy to follow film that really educates the viewer in a fantastic way that keeps them glued to the screen. Despite the importance of the film, I do not recommend it to kids because it is very mature and has a lot of dark topics related to the massacre. For that reason, I give an age rating of 13 to 18. But if you are above 13, I definitely recommend this film, and I think that everybody above 13 should watch it to educate themselves on this issue. I also give Finding Oscar 5 out of 5 stars for not only phenomenal camera work, but also a beautifully designed documentary, spectacular directing, and just such an inspirational and powerful feel throughout the entire length. If you'd like to check out this documentary, it's available now. I'm Gerry O, reporting for Kids First. Bye!